Are you getting this? Are you getting this? Because he's still helping him dress. That's what we're covering here in Southwest Florida. Lee Pitts is still helping out Mr. Ed and helping him get his style together.
I don't have that kind of money anymore. Look at that.
So we're joking and laughing because when comments were made, when the floor was opened up to ask Lee Pitts questions, Lee Pitts made mention of this gentleman right here and said that he taught him how to dress. So I just asked him if it was true, and he told me it was correct. So Mr. Ed, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Shari Armstrong, thank you so much for the interview.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gaines, I want you to tell us a little bit about how far back you and Lee go. And what's this whole dress situation about?
Yeah, so in 1990, I just graduated undergrad out of Davidson College in North Carolina. Got my first job in banking, and I moved to Tampa. And so that's where I met Lee, who was actually the youngest African-American vice president in the entire bank at the time. So he saw me, saw a young brother coming in, so he took me under his wing and said, let me just teach you some stuff. One of the first things he taught me, because when you first get out of college, you don't have a lot of money, right? And so I had this one shirt that I would wear, and one dress shirt, one tie, and one suit. And I don't know if I'm gonna take you way back. If you know, sometimes you iron your clothes and that brown stuff gets on your shirt. So one day that brown stuff got on my shirt. That's when he said he had enough.
Oh, no.
So he said, Gaines, man, I gotta help you, brother. So he took me out shopping. We went shopping, got a few shirts, got a few ties, and that's kind of how the whole story started, with teaching me how to dress. Yeah.
And you're down here today from Atlanta?
Yes, that's correct.
Why was it important for you to be here today? Was style that important back in the day, or tell me why it was important for you to be here?
Yeah, for me to be here was nothing about style and dress. It was about really substance. Lee, I mentioned earlier that, I'm from a family of 4, and it's 3 girls, and so I don't have any brothers. So Lee really, when I met him in 1990, became my big brother, the brother that I never had. So the things that he's taught me over the years that I've learned from him, that I kind of share with my son, and seeing the difference he's made in this community, when he was in Tampa, everywhere he goes. So I knew it was important for me to kind of see, this naming of the building after him is like a culmination of everything that's happened. And so for me to be here was very important to me.
You mentioned when you were giving comments that you knew Lee in the brainstorming days, brainstorming about even like the swim video. Tell us a little bit about that, and then to see some of those things come into fruition. What was that like?
Yeah, so this is around, I'm going to say June, July of 1990. It was summer, so I know, Lee would talk about, hey man, I'm a lifeguard, I swim a lot. I'm like, yeah, right, I swim too. But seriously, I remember him coming we both had cubicles at the bank. I remember him coming up to me and saying, Gaines, I gotta teach some other people, minorities, how to swim, because that's one of the myths about we can't swim. And so I remember literally him coming to the office one day with a mock script that he had written. He had actually handwritten a script where he said, man, what if one day I had a swim video that taught people how to swim. But the other thing he mentioned in that, imagine he had this thing he called the octopus, where he can have all these arms and touch different people. So that's kind of how the brainchild started. And when I saw it, a few years later, it became real. He's like, Gaines, I've gotten the producers, I've gotten the tape, I've gotten all this done. It's done. So that's how it started.
Taking dreams and turning them into reality. That's what Lee Pitts does, and he's going to be inspiring so many others of our youth to do the same. You heard it from Big Brother. Are you Big Brother or Little Brother? Little Brother.
Well, I'm bigger.
Big. So I was right. You're your big brother, Edward Gaines here, who came all the way from Atlanta to support Lee Pitts. Thank you so much. Again, I'm Shari Armstrong, guest hosting on Lee Pitts Live at the Lee Pitts Student Union dedication event here at Hodges University in Fort Myers, meeting wonderful people from Lee Pitts' current life. Lee Pitts back in the day, he had hair back in that day.
Back in the day. Actually had hair back then.
It's hard to even imagine him with that. What's interesting is Lee was actually my swim coach.
Oh, really? Okay.
He was, and he actually taught me how to swim.
What was the name of that facility?
At the Stars Complex. That's correct.
That's
correct.
Right, yeah.
I did that through Quality Life Center, which is where I work now.
Okay.
And his hair was slowly disappearing then. But to see him now and to see all that he's accomplished is truly inspiring. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We will be right back.